Yeah, that's the good stuff right there.
Gotta get that snare. The snare.
So I think the proper snare technique is you gotta get
If you have enough time. This one gives you
a really
plenty.
big swing. Hit yourself in the face on the downswing.
And the nuts. It's double whammy.
I just did a spit take, but with my spit and not spitting.
And not
spit.
your take.
Didn't get a beverage before the show. That wasn't good.
Yeah,
That wasn't a good idea.
I have this much left of a beverage.
Is that a Pepsi Cola?
Close. Diet
RC?
Doctor. Diet Doctor. The king
Oh, Dr.
of
Pibb?
diet. I don't think I've had a Dr.
I mean, do you think, was he an associate of Dr. Pepper? You know?
Like they had a
Like
doctor and doctor.
Like they were in residency together.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, and then they split off
Yeah.
over a woman.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
I feel like Dr. Pibb has like an honorary degree. Not a real doctorate. We don't have any donations.
We don't have any donations?
I don't know. That's just what it's telling me.
I don't think anyone ever wants to donate.
Oh, that's why. It's a different screen.
I don't think we have anything set up for that. All right, I am gonna get a Los Angeles Cruix,
Ooh.
and then I think I'll be ready to do the thing that we do. Besides this,
Okay.
here maybe I need 2 pairs of glasses.
I like it.
I have my bifocals.
And your quadfocals. That's a
I'm
good
done.
look. No, that was
Really?
good. I'm serious, dude. You're there.
You know how Ron Burgundy says that? I think it might have been Ron Burgundy. Maybe not. Maybe it was just stand-up comic thinking of when he wakes up in the morning, he pisses excellence. Well, I'll tell you what, my friend, you can't piss excellence unless you fill your day with some of this right here.
With La Croix.
Yeah.
What flavor you rocking? Passion. I can see it. Passion fruit.
Yeah, passion fruit.
I like the coconut. A lot of people say they don't like
Coconut's
the
not bad. You
coconut. But I
put the lime in the coconut.
imagine it's what coconut water tastes like, except for
Coconut. No, have you ever had like legit coconut water?
no. I've never
It's not
had
very good.
non-legit
It's
coconut water.
you're gonna be wanting that carbonation in there. That's all I'm saying.
I imagine it's just like sun tanning oil, except less, not as thick.
Without the fun and without the tropical.
That's true. There's no banana boat.
Or the no. You want to definitely ring a sling on the banana boat.
Ooh.
Well, what do you think? Shall we? You want to roll into podcast time?
Sure, let's do it. This song has 20 seconds left.
Okay. So, perfect.
Here we go. Oh, it's so low. Let's try that again. You can't have it that low.
Click, 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 click.
Here.
You son of a bitch, you put the mouse right up to the microphone and you were like, clicky.
I put the mouse in the coconut.
Put the mouse in the coconut and click it full up. Welcome to Fluxtaposed. I am Jason Lazy. This is the podcast you come to for mouse talk, keyboard clicking, and we were debating the shittiness of coconut water. Welcome to the podcast. Again, I am Jason Lazy. I'm joined by my best friend, when he's not Kevin, Austin's best friend, Mr. Laffy.
Ouch. I'm going to start with some strong clicks today.
Well, I was thinking about this today. This car talk. I was driving in my car on the way to work, and I was like, I could never merge Fluxtaposed into the PSPG podcast network anymore because one show, it would be like Highlander. One show could no longer exist. We'd have to kill Prime or kill Fluxtaposed because I really don't think both of them would make sense to be on the network together because they're kind of slowly becoming the same show, which I don't know if that's saying our show's getting better or your show is getting worse.
A little of both. I want to think at least.
No, but I think that's, and I'm not saying Kevin's trying to copy us. Although I'm not gonna go to that level because I'm a little hurt, guys. There's a lot of shade. There's a lot of shade thrown at me this past week, and I'm just a little disheartened.
It's kind of funny because we record that on Thursday, but it doesn't release until Monday. So somebody probably doesn't listen until, some people don't listen until like Tuesday or Wednesday. So by the time they've heard it, I've already forgotten what I've talked about. So I'm just like, what? I said that? Oh, okay.
But you're primed and ready to respond to anything because you're about ready to record the next day.
I am.
I love that's what happens on these we're all these small time podcasters, and it's like this is your wrestling federation behind the scenes chance to do your call outs. Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna respond to you in my show that only 10 people listen to, and maybe you'll hear it in 3 months, and then I'll respond to you in 2 months after that.
It's true. Then you got to take it to Twitter.
Jack. Stupid autofocus is why does this always do it?
Because.
Why? Please, someone tell me out there in the internet. Tell me why I disable autofocus every time on this Logitech webcam, and every time it's like, nope, turn it back on.
It's no different than half the settings we used to do the show.
Oh, I'm being duplicated again.
You got some kind of audio thing going. Sounds like you're in a can.
I got. Looks like I'm layered again.
What? I don't remember why that happened last time.
Last time the way you fixed it, you had to restart it.
Oh, good. That's good. That's what I like. So
we're probably just going to have to do that.
Undo everything? Just stop the whole thing and we're done?
Yeah, we're done. Good show.
Good show. It's not that bad.
I'll listen again.
Why does this happen? Why does everything happen?
It's too. So it's like we're layering both of our audio.
I think I remember. That's a Streamlabs problem.
Was it? I couldn't remember if it was Streamlabs or it was something on the mixer.
No, because
it was either Streamlabs or panning. Panning on the mixer.
Well, it'd be nice if I could remember what.
We'll probably have to restart the stream.
Why can I not find the right thing? This looks different every time I open it. What the hell's going on with Streamlabs? No wonder why nobody likes it. There it is. So they changed the buttons that I'm looking for. They put them on the side instead of at the top where I like them.
I'll be honest, I haven't had Streamlabs open in a long time.
It's not. I don't care for it personally. I mean, it's all right, but
it's better than using OBS proper, I think, personally. But that's just my opinion.
That's really weird. I seriously don't remember what the problem is. I wonder. Here, let me see this. If I turn this down in the mixer, can everyone still? I wonder if everyone can still hear us. Can you still hear us, or is it muted completely?
Yep, that fixed it.
So there's a double somewhere.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I'm only seeing one thing on my.
But yeah.
What the hell? That's so weird because there's only one audio input in my mixer or in Streamlabs, but for some reason it's doubling them for some reason. Who knows?
We've clearly picked the wrong mixer.
No, no,
Oh,
it's Streamlabs.
now it's back.
Yeah, because I turned it back up. All right, I guess I'll just turn it down for the majority. I don't know. There's no volume now. I have it completely turned down. As far as I can see, there's nothing going on Streamlabs, but you're telling me you still hear things. So, not sure why there's a duplicate going on, but here we
That's
are.
odd. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, as long as you can still hear everything.
What's your local audio sound
Oh
like?
no,
Though?
my local is fine because that's
Separate?
going through Audition. Yeah. So
Oh,
that's why I don't hear what's going out through Streamlabs, which is why I don't know if it doubles. So until we start streaming, then someone's like, "This sounds like gobbledygook." So
it's weird though. I didn't notice it. Well, I guess I muted pre-show pretty quickly.
yeah,
So,
because you'd think the music would have sounded horrible then
yeah.
if it was doubled up.
But I wonder if it's something that goes because the frame, you're using the different settings for the pre-show. So I wonder if it's something only specific in the live show build out.
Here, let's see what happens if I do this.
Sure.
All right, tell me if it's still doubled. This is great podcasting material, by the way. We're gonna cut most of this out of the pretty much most / all. I deleted something and then I turned it back up. So if it's still doubled, let me know. Okay, it sounds
it's not
fine
right now.
Okay, so there was another sound. There was a different audio
Like
capture
layered
device.
on top of it.
Yeah, so for some reason in the mixer of Streamlabs, I only see Sound Mixer, which I added, but there was another audio device that wasn't named, and I don't know how that got in there or why it was in there at all. I wonder if it was because from streaming, like game streaming maybe, but I never touched these settings, so I don't know why there was an extra audio capture device, which also didn't show up in the mixer. Because when you add a sound device, it shows up in the mixer on Streamlabs. So, stupid. One of these days, I need to just gut everything out of there and then add it and then lock it down or some shit.
Yeah, I mean,
this is why Donnie hates Streamlabs and is always asking questions about it.
Well, it is a little garbly poop,
A little bit. Anyways,
all right.
Can we pretend like
remember? I don't remember where we were at now.
We were talking about WWE beefs.
Oh yeah, so
podcasts.
I don't know how you're gonna edit that, and I don't know. Have fun with that, but yeah, it's like you get it's like your telephone. It's like we're mailing an audio response to people because it can be that long, but in between.
It's true, up to a week.
Correspondence, yeah, at least. Well, if you're lucky, that's if they even listen to your show.
That's true.
Or listen to on release. People could be months behind.
Also true.
I don't know. You might go through streaks where you're just like, I don't even want to listen to a podcast anymore. Sometimes I get like that. I find like I feel bad because sometimes I know I'm like I zone out at work and I hear it, but I'm not listening to it.
I do that when
I should just be listening to Spotify right now.
I do that when I'm shopping. I used to listen while I was shopping, but get so focused on finding things and figuring out what's on my list and everything that I realize I haven't been listening. So I kind of stopped doing that when I go grocery shopping. Sorry, everybody.
Well, now that we've sorted that out, we have quality audio. Hey, why don't you join us on Discord? Fluxtaposed.com/Discord gets you an instant invite into the server. We stream this live every Tuesday on Twitch. You can come and join the live show, twitch.tv/Fluxtaposed, and help us troubleshoot all our problems like Tom Servo did tonight. He gets a gold star.
Thank God he was here, or this would have been really embarrassing.
And then nobody would have known it and been fine. And we have a Patreon. You can check out details on that for all the things and all the stuff. And this is Fluxtaposed. That's my
wahooey.
I don't know. That's my thing. I'm pop now. God, just let me have my ignorant bliss. Why you gotta tell me my audio's bad?
Everyone's telling you your audio's bad.
I really don't have a very good position for this microphone yet. I don't know how far away.
Have you tried doggy style?
I don't know how far away from it I can sit without it, picking up or. At least I don't think it picks up my microphone, my PC as much as the other did. Anyway, Lucas, let's just get the show going now.
It is what it is.
Whatever. We'll fix it in post. Where's Chad?
Yeah.
Where's Chad? We're gonna fix it.
Nobody knows. We quit doing it. We quit doing Battle of the Beer, and then he never left. And then we were like, well.
I had somebody ask me about that the other day. He's like, yeah, what was your channel again? I was like, well, there's never going to be anything new
dead
on
channel.
It. So you can check it out, but we're done. We're done with it. Let's talk a little IRL. We're going to tell you about our lives so you can feel better about your own. Man, holiday gauntlet again, man. You know, we had Labor Day here in the States. As always say that when we have any holiday that's specific to North America, or more specifically, United States. Like we have so many international listeners there, and to get confused about our silly American holidays. I'm pretty sure we don't have any international listeners.
Graham.
No,
We can't prove he listens, but
we can't prove he listens anymore. He's probably gotten smart. So 3-day weekend, we visited all the family. It was exhausting. I will tell you this though, I ate so much garbage. Okay, you know, Monday we had the internet outage at work. We had office lunch. So I had pizza. Friday, my brother messaged me at the office. He's like, "Hey, did you bring a lunch in?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, I was gonna go to the pizza buffet," and I was like, "I can't do it, man. I already had pizza. I know we're gonna have pizza at Dad's house on Sunday. I can't do it." And they texted my wife. She's like, "You should do it. You should spend more time with your brother." I was like, "Shit, she's right." I'm like, "Okay, whatever. It's Friday. Let's eat some more pizza." So I did the pizza buffet, and then Saturday wasn't too bad. Sunday at my dad's. Let's see. For lunch, we had hot dogs and macaroni and cheese, and I had a lot of beer. And then for dinner, I had pizza, and then more beer. And then he made no-bake cookies, and my wife made birthday cake for him. And then it was just like, I don't even want to step on the scale. I'm just like, I feel gross. So I'm like,
mac and cheese is a real killer.
Oh, it's so good though. It's so good.
Carbs with carbs in it.
Yeah, right. So I'm back on track this week. It was good to spend a lot of time with the family, but it's exhausting. You know, we were with my in-laws on Saturday, my dad on Sunday, my mom on Monday. We went to the orchard with all the animals and all the things and the slides, and he's running around. And I mean, it was a very full 3 days of busyness, and I was just like, it's just tired. You know, it was worth. You know, you enjoy it, but you're just worn out by the time you get home, and you're just like, is it really? You know, we're like, we got to remember that for next time, because you got to try to strike a balance there somewhere. And I will say that there was the visitation and the funeral on Friday and Saturday for our friend Ray.
Yeah, I
did go to the funeral. I linked up with Jared. Jared came with me. We both went to the funeral. It was like extremely full, which is great to see.
Nice.
You know, I haven't. This has been the first funeral I think I've been to outside of a family member, and it's definitely like the it's different when it's, I guess it's, you know, when it's been my family, it's been more distant family. So that, you know, there hasn't been a connection. And not that like, you know, I had this deep connection with this person, but it's different when it's different when it's a young person, I think anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, it's like every like memory you have of him, you know, there's came a moment where people were able to share, you know, stories and thoughts and memories of him. Everyone had like, it's interesting. Everyone had like similar stories or the same opinion of him. So, you know, it says like the person that you remember him being, that's the same type of person he was to everyone else. And if I was a better person, you know, I probably would have found a nice way to share like the bacon story combined with the mouse ball story as a way of, you know, of him. But I just, you know, I didn't feel in the right place to do that. And it was interesting how like, you know, like just you go through these your moments you're like, I'm fine, and then you just get like you feel really emotional, and then you're fine, and just much after. But it was a really nice service, and it's just too bad. It's just too bad. And I met up with Jared afterwards. We went to the brickyard there in Stanton. I texted up Junta.
Mm-hmm.
Justin came by. Nice. Andrew Clute, which I haven't seen in forever. You know, and it was just a good way to kind of let all that emotional baggage kind of wash away. You know, it's tough, but I'm really glad that I did it in the end. It was a good thing. I think a good way to pay my respects. So I'm happy I did that. And what would be another trip without this? So we go to leave after all this. We go Monday. This is after we driven all over. Go to start up the car to go to my mom's house.
Here it comes.
Click.
Oh.
Click. Car
the battery?
Start. Thankfully, yes. Just the battery. But it was just like, seriously now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to do this to me after everything else that's happened this week? Now this? Yeah, the battery looked like, I'm pretty sure it's original. Looked like it's, you know, it's a 6-year Duralast. That car is 6 years old. I'm sure it's the original battery it's always had. And also there was like some liquid in the housing there. So I almost wonder if that battery had been leaking. a little bit.
Oh.
So good to get it out of there. I tell you what, though, do you remember? We've talked about this. We've talked about cars on this show enough. Do you remember when you could just open the hood and get to something? Everything is difficult. Everything is. Let me describe to you how the battery is in a Chevy Equinox. So,
Please
first
do.
of all, there's this weird plastic thing. First of all, there's the battery, and then there's a mountain of crap on top of it. It's like a 32X on your battery. Okay,
That's a whole
so there's
Sega
this plastic
Genesis in there.
casing. You rip that off, and there's only what I can describe to you as a heavy metal heat sink. It looks like a heat sink.
I think
that's
you've
on top
talked
of the
about
battery,
this before.
but then it's got these 3 cables coming up to it that are connected on top of this heat sink thing. I have no idea what they are. I guess I'd have to look it up. I don't even think they're drawing power off the battery because that thing. I guess I don't think there's no connectivity there. I don't know what they do. I don't know what purpose they could possibly serve unless it's all grounding.
That's the only thing I could
Maybe.
think of. I've never seen
So-
that much. Never heard of like a heat sink on top
It's
of
the only way I
battery.
can describe it. It's what it looks like. But then it's got 3 cables that are clipped in there. So then you have to unclip that and slide it off. And then finally, there's your battery. But nope, you got to get through. There's a metal plate or metal bar that goes across the battery to hold it in place, which makes sense. With this horribly long threaded bolt that you have to get off. And then can you get to the other end? Nope. You got to take all the plastic trim that's off the inside of the car with those stupid little, those little plastic nail cap looking things. You got to pry off with a flathead. You got to pry off 4 of those so you can take off the trim to get to the other bolt, all just to get to the battery. And yeah, we took it into an AutoZone and got it tested. Sure enough, it was dead. So happy to say that I got to spend over $1,000 in my car in a week. That's always fun.
Nice.
They did it.
Nice.
But I just yeah, so it's nice to have a nice easy fix because I tried to get to that battery before I couldn't figure it out. So luckily my father-in-law was home and we had all the part. Well, first of all, it uses metrics too. All the nuts and everything are metric. They're not standard threading or sizes. So it just makes it even more pain in the butt. But why it just gotta be so hard?
I'm looking at a picture of this heat sink thing. It's black and it has like vents
There's the black,
on it and
yeah,
stuff.
and that black part is just like a protection cap that comes off. But what does it say it is? Does it say?
No, I'm just seeing a picture of
Oh.
it. I don't know what it actually is. It says bracket, but I don't know. It's probably, I noticed like the newer, as you go through cars and you start getting newer ones, but they're still kind of old, they start putting these things that hold the battery in place because I guess they could be launched when you get in an accident. So, like, have you ever seen those metal sandwich things that just hold them down to the plate? So maybe it's something like that, just ridiculously
extra weight. Mine has just like that little nut at the very bottom of the battery that holds it in place, which is impossible to get to because it's always fun.
Nice little nuts.
But yep, so that was it. That's all my IRL stuff I feel like sharing. I think I need to share.
I really
some bad.
I wish I could have gone to the funeral, I actually was already in Stanton, but I was helping my mom in the most ridiculous project ever, staining her house, and she's always asking me to help, which means I have to drive an hour and a half down to go help her with this, and it's hard to get away on the weekends. So
it is. Can I also say it took me 2 hours just to get there on Friday?
I heard the traffic
like a 45-minute
was
drive, and it took me 2 hours because of traffic and accidents. And is this the thing Is this the thing you looked at? I don't have a good way to show it.
I was gonna say, unless you share it in the chat.
I'm gonna try to copy image address. Well, let me paste it in there.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that thing. Click on. So that's like that can you see the heat sink and the 3 cables that are going to it.
Where did you send this to?
It's in the Twitch chat.
I'm not. Oh, there it is. Jeez. Oh, yeah. I saw there was a black thing on top of it, but yeah, that totally looks
so
like
there's
a
another
heat
black
sink.
cover on top of that. But I'm like, what the hell is that? I don't know. Am I growing xenomorphs underneath that? Am I incubating? I don't.
It does look like that.
God.
Yes, it does. Man, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's just a weird. I don't know. I guess I have to look at it.
Those are all of your wires. That's crazy. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
What's on the bottom side of, like, if you take that off, what's on the bottom of it?
I don't exactly remember because it's got like some metal framework that it slides into, locks it in place on top. So,
weird. That's fucking weird,
it's weird.
man. That's awful. Anyway,
Looks like
Yeah,
the GMC Terrain has one of those too.
I'm sure that they borrow parts from other models and everything. Ugh, that looks terrible. Not gonna buy
Yeah.
one. So okay, we'll get the first thing out of the way, and that's what happened today. My son started preschool, and we dropped. We're gonna drop him off in the morning, so I went with my wife and him, and we took Evelyn as well, and we took him to school. They all met up outside. I guess all the buses were running late, so I guess it's a good thing he doesn't ride the bus. Um, so they were still waiting for the buses, so everybody was still outside. But we found his teacher and got him over there, and we took pictures and everything, which I shared in the Discord.
You
And
did.
I was able to hold it together until we said goodbye. And it was like all of a sudden it all just kind of hit me at once.
You were a sea of emotion.
I was like, I pushed it down for too long, and the geyser was about to blow, so I was like, "We gotta get out of here," because I was like could barely talk, getting choked up and everything. But I gave him a hug, and there's this book called The Kissing Hand. It sounds really stupid, but it's about these raccoons who the kid raccoon goes to school, and he's afraid he's gonna miss his mom, so his mom kisses his hand and says like, whenever you miss me, think of me and you'll have my kiss with you all the time or whatever. I don't really remember. I've only read it once. And it's really sweet. It sounds dumb, but it's really sweet. And so Danette read that to him last night, and when we dropped him off, she did that about the whole kissing hand thing, and then he wanted me to kiss his hand, and I'm just like, this is killing me. It's right in the feels. So we turn around, and I forgot my sunglasses. I was gonna do the old trick where you just put your sunglasses on, and no one can tell you're crying because your sunglasses
You
are
just deal with it, face.
the
Huh?
blast shield. Yeah, crying up here from the eyes up, all crying from the eyes down. RoboCop. Um, so
I am the law.
that's Dread,
Well,
Judge,
same effect.
Judge, Jury, and Dread Executioner. Um, yeah. So I drove home, and when we got home, I cried some more because, like,
Because why not?
you see the toys all laying around, and you remember it feels like that part of his life is over. You know what I mean? Like from now on, he'll always go to school, except for in the summer, obviously. But he's a school kid now. Like he turned 4, and then 3 days later, boom, out the door. You're going to school. It's like it all happened way too quickly.
I don't want any of that to happen
Well, it's going to.
way too quickly.
It,
I mean,
it does. You're just like, how the hell have 4 years gone by? And then you see pictures, and you're just like, kids are just a living telling of how old you have become. Like, oh yeah, 4 years have gone by. I can tell because you're 4 years old, and I feel old. And where did all the time go? But we get to experience it all over again with Evelyn. So, in another 4 years,
right. I mean, but then you'll be like a hollow husk at that point.
that's true. I'll be jaded, and well, I'm already jaded, but yeah, I'll have no emotion. They will be carved out of me with like an ice cream scoop. No more emotions.
I can safely say I'll be the same exact way. I'm very,
I don't know how you can,
very.
unless you hate your children. How do you not?
I
I could see
mean-
for a second child it'll be different because you've already dealt with those emotions to a certain degree. However,
True.
if your second child is your last child, then you have empty nest syndrome because then nobody's at home because I still got to take care of her. Like I will say, like I joked and was like, what am I belly aching for? I got all this free time now. And I do. It's crazy. I feel slightly guilty about it, but I reveled in my free time today. But, when she goes to school, then it's going to be, I come home to an empty house and then I have to get a job and I'm unemployable because I haven't been in the workforce for like 10 years or whatever. And among other reasons. So yeah.
I mean, maybe you could get a job for social media, for some online, do some online PR because I successfully manage a very
I
successful
wouldn't say
and
successfully.
large following with Fluxtaposed. You've probably heard of
Oh
us,
God.
Fluxtaposed.com.
If you haven't, then I must not be
No,
doing
you
my
haven't.
job right.
All right. Okay. Well,
Shouldn't have
maybe
said
I'm
that.
not qualified for this position,
Exactly.
sir. Good day.
I didn't want this job anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
you can take this job and shove
shove
it.
it. Every time somebody says that, I think of the Spawn movie. Sounds like a country song. You can take this job and shove it. Horrible. An
God, I
excellent
couldn't.
movie though.
I don't know how you can even find a memory from the spot. I like. Okay,
Dude, I
I have
love
to
that
interject because
movie.
now you said Spawn. I have to come in here.
Sure.
When we were at my mom's house, we got all my old. I have a bin of old toys that have always just been there that my mom's kept for kids when they're there to play with. So now Aiden plays with them too. And I was like, oh, there's a bunch of stuff in there, but not all the stuff that went to it. Well, then she brought in this other collection of toys, which were the bath toys. Sure enough, what comes in with the bath toys? My Spawn figure, my medieval Spawn figure.
Oh damn, not the medieval one.
Except this was like the original run of like the Topic Fawn and stuff. So the Spawn cape is ridiculously oversized.
Yeah,
It won't
yeah,
stay
yeah.
on him without these other pieces to attach it. And I was like, yeah, just throw it all away. Medieval Spawn, his shoulder pads don't stay in anymore, so his cape won't stay on. So I threw those away. But I went through all the crap and got rid of stuff. I had a lot of my weird rando Ninja Turtle figures there that
I was
didn't
gonna
make any
say I
sense.
thought you had TMNT stuff.
Like I have this crazy Italian pizza chef that doesn't have a leg. He has like a pizza box peg leg
How does
thing. I
that
don't
work?
know. And I think I sold a lot of the good ones in a garage sale, but there are other randoms ones. Like I had an orange humanoid triceratops, kind of like what's on the cover for like the Manhattan Project
Mm-hmm.
box art. One of those. I had found some foot soldiers. I found Shredder. I found uh Splinter. I found the RoboCop that I took to a stationary bike and it ground his face off
Oh
because he kind of looked derpy anyway. So I gave his body a little battle
God,
damage, but then I was like, Murphy, you got no face, and I threw him away.
you were
'cause he was
Sid
drunk.
from Toy Story.
But I found, yeah, I was a little bit, but then I found Earthworm Jim, just his worm head, and
Yes.
then in
Oh,
another box I found his body, and I still had his blaster, so I brought him home.
were you
He was
like, Mom, you can't separate these. They go together.
yeah, she was. Ask my wife; she'll back it up. So I brought Earthworm Jim home, and he's now on my desk at work.
Nice.
So,
Nice. I wish he was in the background so I could feast upon him with my eyes.
yeah, but he's tiny. Like, I mean, look, you can barely even tell those are amiibo up there. I mean,
I could tell. Well, at
can't
least
tell
I knew that
you
was
can't
Mega
tell.
Man.
anything is anything up there. I mean, what do you think this one is? What is that? Can you even tell?
Link?
It's a block. Yeah, it's 8-bit Link, but you can't even tell that.
I couldn't tell it was 8-bit. I thought it
I
was
mean,
Wind
I don't
Waker
think.
Link. And I see Midna
Oh
behind
wait, that is an 8-bit Link. That is Falco in front of 8-bit Link.
it.
And yeah, Midna's back there. You can see that beer sign, but
Yes,
you
I
can't even
can.
tell that that's that Gravity Falls book you got me.
No, it looks like a Conan book a little bit.
So, good podcasting.
Yeah, yeah. Spawn.
But Spawn, that's what I haven't seen that movie. And the point of the story is I haven't seen that movie in forever.
I need to buy it on Blu-ray. I have it on DVD, but it probably doesn't work anymore.
Wasn't there? I think wasn't there talk of another Spawn movie? And wasn't like did we talk about this?
Yeah, we
wasn't
said you looked it up and
was Jamie Foxx attached to it at some point?
yeah. Wait, was that you or Kevin? Now I really can't remember.
Maybe it is you guys. I don't know. Al Simmons would be. I think Jamie Foxx would be good in that role. I don't know.
Well, I think we determined that we don't
Tell
know
me more about this Predator thing, though, because that sounds amazing.
Oh, the Predator game? The
Yeah.
asymmetrical. I didn't know about it until I found that news article.
Because I tell you what, I played a lot of AVP.
AVP, yeah. Before
Back
it
in
was
the
a
day.
terrible movie. Well, decent concept, terrible movie execution.
Yeah. Asymmetrical online multiplayer Predator hunting grounds, huh?
Looks
I'll
cool.
look into it. But please continue.
Yes,
You have
yes.
more IRL.
Well, I was gonna say. Then my son came home and I got him off the school bus, and he was completely like. In my mind, I'm expecting him to be like, "Oh, I missed you so much," and run and give you a hug and all this other stuff. No, he was just like tired and sort of cranky and like super super hungry. I'm pretty sure he didn't eat at school. He's not a great eater anyways,
Mm.
if it's something he doesn't like, and he gets easily distracted. So, but once he kind of came inside, sat down for a little bit, got some food, I started asking him about his day. And then he was, because at first he was just like, just not right now. Just like, did you like school? Just not right now. And I'm like, okay, fine. Whatever, little jerk. So, but then, yeah, like I said, it got better after he rested for a little bit. So it'll be interesting these next few days. We basically moved up his bedtime about an hour to
wow.
kind of cater for him being overly tired. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. And then lastly, here's a weird story that happened to me Sunday night. I think it was Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night. So it's about 9 o'clock on Sunday night, and I'm downstairs doing whatever. Now I haven't said anything about this on Discord or anything, but the downstairs toilet down here started leaking. Do you remember when I gave you those boxes with the mixer in it, and I said these got wet for some reason, and I didn't know why?
You gave me toilet water boxes?
I did. I didn't knowingly do it, but well,
You
didn't you?
son of a bitch!
I mean, it's. I'm not sure where it's leaking, but it was clean water at the very least, so that's something. But I had to turn off the toilet because it was leaking randomly from somewhere. And now I can't use it down there. So I was going upstairs to go to the bathroom, and I go to the bathroom, and I come back downstairs, and I get a message from my wife, and it says, somebody's knocking on the door. I'm like, what the hell? It's 9 o'clock. Why is somebody knocking on the door? She says, I think it might be the neighbors or the neighbors' kids, which they've come over and asked to use if we had a folding table before.
Yeah.
And they brought it back when they said they would and everything. So I was like, oh, if it's the neighbors, that's fine.
Right.
So I go to open the door and nobody's there. Hey, Deuterino. Deuterino's in the chat.
You got what's that? The Dig Dong Dash? I don't remember what they call that.
I thought so at first because I opened the door and nobody's there. And so I turn on the light, and across the street at my neighbor's, I see an older lady. I say older, probably in her 50s, with her two children under 12 for sure. Probably like 8 and 10.
I have no idea where this is going.
Or maybe 9 and 11. She walks up to me. She turns around. She's like, "Oh, he answered the door." So she introduces herself.
Well, yeah, because it had been times. Okay.
Yeah. Because by the time I answered it,
passage of time between the knocking and no one answering, then your wife said, "Hey, go answer the door." Someone's knocking.
Well, and apparently these overly energetic kids knocked because they were like banging on the door, so it was even more annoying.
I mean, because you're downstairs, no pants on, you had to finish
exactly, clean up,
and then find your pants, get up.
So much tissue. So I get down. So I open the door and I see this lady, and she comes over and she's like, "Hi, I'm so nervous right now. I'm so embarrassed." Then she goes into the spiel, and she tells me that, and it's hard for me to remember because it was so rapid fire, but she basically tells me that she just got custody of these two kids, and she's trying to do all these government assisted programs, but they haven't come through yet. And she's basically asking for money so that she can get groceries for these two kids. And the reason why I remembered it had to be Sunday was because she wanted to do something for Labor Day for them. And
I thought this was going to be an explanation of why the toilet was leaking.
No. No, the reason why I brought that up was because the kids saw me go upstairs to go to the bathroom. Oh. They saw me turn the light on, and apparently you can see me I don't know if the blinds were open or what, but they saw me going upstairs, and that's why they knocked.
Got it.
And so I was like, oh, cool. So glad. Now, here's the thing. I actually mostly believe this woman, but like, even if it's true, walking around door to door, knocking on people's door to ask for money at 9 o'clock at night is not the solution to your problems. Like, that just seems like a good way to get shot. I mean, not that my neighborhood's bad, but like, she asked me if the people across the street would donate to her. And I was like, I'm thinking, I know he has guns, but I'm not going to tell you that. But
I mean, and not to try to disprove her story, but I mean, that's the behavior you expect at whatever you can, you
Yeah.
can spare.
And to her
You know?
credit, I didn't smell
Right.
anything like on
Right.
her
I mean,
breath
like,
or
I'm not trying
anything.
to say
But
she was,
no,
but I'm
but your
saying
mind
that's
goes
just
there, right?
yeah.
Because it's hard for me to put myself in that position because no matter how hard it gets, I wouldn't ask for money from people I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I
but then
guess
again, I
that's all.
have a
I mean,
support network. I have my family,
yeah.
so
But I mean, I guess if you have nothing,
yeah. Well, she told me she lives in the apartments by the park, and she said that her rent was $6. I was like, damn, I want my rent to be
so
$6.
it has to be a Section 8 apartment housing
Yeah,
then.
yeah. She threw all those like terms at me, and I was like, I don't know. So I happened to have $2 in my wallet, so I was just like, I don't carry cash on me normally, but I
No,
happen
I
to
don't.
have $2, so
I'm
here
happy
you
to
go.
not carry cash, probably for that reason. So
Yeah,
then I don't feel bad for telling people no because
exactly.
I have no
I've
money.
had it happen to me at Aldi when I go shopping there. People
What
have
would you
come
do?
up to
What
me.
would you do? I was wondering someone if you said they're like, well, I don't carry cash, and they just looked you straight in the face and said, well, you can Venmo me.
I'd be like, you have a
Here's my Venmo ID.
oh god, show me why do you have an iPhone X? What the hell? I mean, in these situations, part of me wants to say like, well, I'll go get you groceries, or like let's go to the store right now and we'll get some groceries. But I can't afford that either, so I can't even afford to give you $2. Not really, anyways.
I
You should
mean,
see my
there's the
credit
good
card back.
Samaritan side of that, and I don't. You want to believe that people are doing good
Yeah,
and not trying to be,
and it's
you know,
$2. It's not going in
yeah,
my bank account. It's just gonna
right.
sit in my wallet until I spend it on a
You'd buy Isaac a candy bar or something, and it's
exactly,
like it's not a necessary expense.
exactly. Um, dude,
Square, yeah, dude. So what do they pull up? Like a Square reader. Here you
oh
go.
God, yeah,
Just run that.
yeah. Like, how do you
I'll
afford the
take a
fees
cash
on that
advance.
thing? What the hell? Um, do you have a food truck around here? What's going on?
My wife has a. We have a PayPal one because she had like a PayPal credit card for when she had one of her
Oh,
own.
nice. I didn't know that was a thing.
When she was doing her vintage booth.
Nice, nice. So it must not be that. I mean, not that out of the ordinary. You can
What are you
do
trying
it.
to say?
I'm saying that your wife goes door to door and asks
Hey,
for
it
money.
worked in the garage sale, and people were like, oh, I don't have money. I don't have any cash for
Then
this.
why
I'm
are
like,
you
oh,
here?
we'll take a card, no problem.
Oh, I guess I have to buy it now.
That's right.
Um, so I don't know what Tom Servo thinks that they're millionaires because they were going to buy roast beef, and I don't know what she was planning on buying, but $2 ain't going to get you real far. Sorry, lady. Also, who's like, I'm planning a Labor Day feast. You know what I mean? Are they going to have a cookout? I don't know.
I mean, I would, but my car wouldn't get me to it. So,
Not with a battery like that, it won't.
mm.
So yeah, that was really odd. So here's the thing. Here's what happened. I told my wife what happened. I said this was the weirdness that just ensued, transpired. She said, "We should call the police non-emergency line." And I'm like, "Well, I kind of believe her story." And she's like, "Yeah, but she's dragging these kids around at 9 o'clock at night. Like you shouldn't be doing that. And they can help her more than $2 from us can." It's like, yeah, you're probably right. Knowing around here, they'll probably get hit by some asshole going 45 miles per hour at 25.
I mean, not that it's open all the time either, but she needs to be able to take advantage of a whatever. What the hell is the
Like a
pantry
food
thing?
bank or something?
A food bank, exactly.
Yeah,
So you
I
get
don't know.
a lot more money, a lot more food for the money.
She said something about that too, and I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what she said because it was all rapid fire, and I'm like caught off guard too because you came to my house. I really need to get that no soliciting sign that probably nobody will read, but at least I can just come out there and point to the sign.
Many times, I'll see someone walk all the way up to our front door, and then they read it, and then they walk
away like Michael
as
Cera.
as I like, if we just sit there and watch them from the front window and just stare at them.
And you don't even like pull the blinds down. You're just literally super visible, just like
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. Obey the sign, bitch.
One time somebody did that, and they were like, my wife was there home during the day, and she's like, I'm not answering the door, and it's like he was like, he's like, ma'am, could I just? She's like, he was like trying to talk to me through the window, like, we're not trying to sell you anything. It's like, then what do we need to talk about
It's
here?
those direct energy effers. They always use those tactics. They're like, well, you voted for this in the last thing, and now we just need to see your energy bill. We're not selling you anything. It's like, If it's signing up, you're selling me
You
something, you
got
bastards.
scammed on that already.
I did. You know what? I didn't get scammed. I got tired of those assholes. That was the fourth one I dealt with in 2 years. Like, I'm tired of it. Just fine. Whatever. Sign me up. I'm tired. Sick and tired.
Sign me up. I'm going to pay for everyone's energy on the block. Sign me up.
If it's if it's not illegal.
I have to draw attention to dude's comment. Buying food that isn't ramen. What are we? The 1%?
It's true.
Absolutely, dude.
Well, that makes me think that's 4 ramens right there, right? Or maybe even 8. I don't know. 25 cents a piece. That's a special Labor Day meal.
I mean, my brother educated us on some of the stuff they cook in prison. Like the inmates will, craft themselves how they make Laffy Taffy and suckers and
like real Laffy Taffy and suckers, or is this like code words?
Well, they take
drugs?
their Jolly Ranchers and like melt them together into suckers, and then like the Laffy Taffy, I can't remember what they used. They was like the fruit punch powder, and then I can't remember what they mixed it with.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm thinking if you're already getting Jolly Ranchers, why don't you just eat the Jolly Ranchers? That seems like a lot of...
And like the gang call signs and everything that happens in there is very educational. And terrifying. I would not want his job at all. Ever.
No, I don't want to go anywhere where they have to make their own Laffy Taffy. that's some hard up shit right there. Like you could make a much better candy, but you're making Laffy Taffy.
You become the Laffy Taffy.
That's kind of that's why I thought it was code words. Are you sure? I don't know if you're sure or not that those weren't code words. You got the impression they're making Laffy Taffy, and he's actually talking about some sex move or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that was
titled Laffy Taffy.
Laffy Taffy. So I will say this though, I'm putting on the wish list, man. We're gonna get one of those freaking Ring doorbells, so I never have to go to the door ever again in my life. Automate everything. I need a video stream of everything happening in my house.
How are those?
I'm gonna
powered?
chip my kid. Probably a cigarette lighter. No, I have no clue. I don't know. That's a good question. Solar panel and a rechargeable battery? I have no clue. Maybe you have to have a doorbell.
Tell us the answer.
If you have to have a doorbell wiring, then I'm screwed.
Right, because that would be... I don't think so. Well, let's see. What powers a Ring doorbell? Let's see.
The energy from the sun.
Your Ring Pro requires a power source that supplies a minimum of 16 volts when connected to a transfer plug after
16 volts? What the hell? Does it need a car battery?
Hardwiring. Ring Doorbell 2 can also be connected to an existing mechanical or electronic doorbell that operates at a voltage between 8 volts, The wiring from your existing doorbell will charge the battery in the Ring video, so with normal use, your battery will stay charged. So it looks like it has a battery, but it looks like it connects to your wiring.
If I already have the wiring, why would I need the... Do they think I live in the house of the future? I have one outlet per
if you go
room.
to their actual website, Ring Video Doorbell hardwired versus battery-powered operation.
I know there's a battery one.
Otherwise, there's a battery you have to periodically recharge.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I'm pretty sure the one that my brother-in-law has, there's no way he rewired everything.
Here, I don't know. This might be a bit of an inconvenience. It only lasts 6 months to a year before you have to recharge it. So just think about that.
Up to twice a year. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I am talking to you, so yeah, I am aware of this.
How do they have it where this can go only charge twice a year, but my GoPro would barely last like 30 minutes? I don't understand how that works.
Monitor. Oh.
It only works if you plug it in.
You
it has a
unplug
battery.
It and it's like,
yeah. How is this on one bar already? And there's 10 bars. It makes no sense.
Yep.
Do they know that not everyone lives in Japan? I don't understand.
So moral of the story: get a Ring doorbell. Don't get swindled out $2.
Don't answer your door at 9:00.
Ill-fortunate children. You son of a bitch.
They were
heartless son of a bitch.
I know they were unfortunate. I gave $1 for each kid.
Would it have been worse if the kids were up there asking you, "Mister, we're not going to be able to eat tonight. Can you give us money?"
No, it wouldn't be worse because I can tell kids no much easier. There was this kid that walked over when we were at the gas station and we were pumping gas. And he comes over and he's like, my mom needs money for gas. And I'm like, well, then your mom can come over here. I didn't say that, but I was like, why are you sending your children to beg for you? That's awful.
Because you'll smell the alcohol on my breath, mister.
Wow. I hope not, because they were driving. No, I can tell kids no, fine. Just fine. Get out of here, you little shits.
Have we done this segment to death?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, good. I just realized we didn't pick out an OC remix tonight. Oh well. Guess we'll do it live,
Mm.
like the old days.
Mm.
I didn't curate anything from around the web. Did you curate anything from around the web?
No. I didn't.
I've
I
got
had
no
a
webs
hard
to go
enough day as it
around. I
goes.
don't remember. Dan, you probably sent something because you're awesome, and I didn't look.
I
It
feel
up.
like we've been away for a week. I don't know what's going on.
Dude, it's been. I feel like we've been. Yeah, we've been. It's been a messy week. You know, we've been through the ringer a bit. We both had our journey. Kind of refocus, recenter. You know, we're gonna buckle down. We're gonna get to work on Fluxtaposed Radio. We'll get that out for you guys, and then you know, we'll try to get refocused, get our chi recentered.
Ooh,
You know,
yeah, I like that.
are you excited for Nintendo Direct tomorrow?
I just learned about it when you said it earlier today. So, I mean, I guess I could be.
You must have Nintendo Shack muted again.
I don't have it muted so much as I just don't go in there because it's just. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on in there half the
Are
time.
you tired of Fire Emblem memes? Is that what you're telling me?
That was when it started. I was like, I plan on playing this game, so I don't need to hear other people talking.
You don't want to yell into the void and get bombarded with memes.
Exactly.
Okay. No.
I mean, it doesn't matter what they're talking about. If I post something in there, it doesn't have enough Pokemon, Fire Emblem, or Travis Strikes Again to carry any weight, or
It's true. I mean, I don't even know. Like, you know, there's always been the talk. Well,
I'm the redheaded stepchild of Nintendo Shack.
You might be.
You think the red would, red Nintendo?
I mean,
no.
Well, this will be the speculation enough we'll do. You know, there was an Overwatch case shown for the Switch the other week, so you got to figure that's going to be shown. And then there's like the rumors that there's like some real head scratcher, like, oh, I didn't see that coming announcement, and then highly rumored like a Wii U port, but I have no idea what to expect on anything. So here's the problem though, I hate the afternoon directs, 6 p.m.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't watch that at that time.
Yeah,
anyway.
I can't watch that because that's like right when I get home, spending time with my family, having dinner, doing bath time, you know. So I'd like earlier I would walk home that day and I'm gonna throw my phone in a drawer and then not look at it again until like 9 o'clock when I have a chance to watch the direct myself. And then it's like, and one of you a-holes is going to spoil it for me anyway, because I mean, I can't go on to Twitter. I can't go on to Discord. Ugh, so annoying. So I guess that we're going to jump straight to what you playing at that point. I mean, it's the only option.
Hi.
That's right. 3 different Smash. Yeah, there's like what, 3 different. Well, each one is one. You know, each one's been confirmed before the other one, dude. You know. But they're all leaks. They're all the thing. Lucas, I only have one thing to talk about, man.
Yeah, you do.
That I've played, and that's Astral Chain. It came out on Friday. I got it. I've had no issues with Amazon Prime release day. Got my copy.
Yeah, I hear people bitching about that all the time.
All the time.
I've had Best Buy and I don't think I've had anything from from Amazon, but
Astral Train.
Astral Train.
I think I only played it for maybe like 45 minutes on. Excuse me, I'm tired apparently. About 45 minutes on Friday night, and then I got to play it for about another hour last night, and I played a little bit on my lunch today. I actually took a lunch, so take note of that. And I have to say, yeah, while I was concerned about it being very Japanime, it is, but I'm okay with it. It's like the game, like the way it starts off from the intro and everything, it's just like over the top action in your face, and you're like, okay, I'm into it. It's cool.
Which is very much Platinum Games MO, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I haven't played too much. I don't have this long history of Platinum. I mean, I've played Beautiful Joe. I've played Wonderful 101.
I can't believe you haven't played Transformers Devastation.
I never got to, and now you can't.
You can't.
You can't ever play that game. I'll never be able to own that game. I always wanted to.
Did they do a physical copy of that game?
I don't know, but if I don't, what would I play it on? I'd have to have it on PC. I don't think.
True. At that time, there was no Switch, so it would be Steam or.
The only thing I don't own a console that it plays on. I don't have a 360 anymore, so the only thing I could play it on was PC.
You could come over and play it on my computer in
so
VR.
I always had intentions of, but it never dropped to a price I found acceptable.
You're not missing a lot. I mean, it was good. It was okay. There was a lot of fan.
Let's put it this way though. That's like the same excuse we make for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. It's okay, but the franchise saves it. So it's not.
Well,
okay.
hold on. I'm glad you brought that up because I beat Transformers Devastation and I have yet to beat Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So
Well, I mean, you have plenty of opportunity to play Marvel games. You don't have a lot of opportunity to play Transformer games.
that's
There was
true.
there was those
You
third
can't
person
get
action
you
games
can't
that
get
were
those
really
anymore either.
popular back then,
Yeah,
but
War for Cybertron and
yeah,
which
all
were
those
actually
ones.
good apparently.
Yeah, those are good.
So
But yeah, I never got to play that. Or the Ninja Turtles one, I heard that was bad too,
that one was bad. Yes,
which I had hopes for. But and I haven't really played. I've never played Bayonetta, so I haven't played like
I tried.
Prime, Platinum. So I didn't know what to expect, but it was it's fun. The combat is, of course, it's really interesting. Like, okay, the story is what you expect. It's like I feel like I'm watching. It reminds me of when I actually watched like Ghost in the Shell and Evangelion and all that crap on. Oh gosh.
Adult Swim.
Well, there was it was it Toonami? Wasn't that
Oh
like
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
that was like their more anime centric? But then before
Big O
that,
or
even
whatever.
like Stars, I feel like always had like this
Stars.
anime block of movies and crap, like Ghost in the Shell and all
Well,
these.
we
Like
were poor, so we didn't have
I
stars.
had like all the staples of some of the early. Oh gosh, what was oh gosh, was it something? Pat Labor, Mobile Police, or BattleTech, all this.
What?
Um,
Great teacher Onizuka.
so that's what kind of you get kind of vibes of, and I mean, you can select your character. You're one of a set of you're one either the male or the female twin. It's like the two main characters, but you're like just so you expect with anime, like all the hairstyles could be for either sex. You can't tell, and even though I picked the dude, I still look like a chick,
Still
type of
checking out
thing.
that ass.
You know, that, that's the other thing about this game. They've spent a lot of time worried about like we got to make sure the butt looks tightly clenched in all
on
poses. And I
all
don't think I don't
male
think
female.
hot short shorts are like the right combat attire for police
You
officers.
got to be able to move, man.
I guess so.
Listen, Sonya Blade had it right when if you're gonna choke a dude out with your thighs, you got to get the meat in there. You can't.
You don't want to be hindered by any cloth.
Jeans, they can breathe through that fabric. You got to get your meat right up in the nose. Can't breathe.
Gosh. But I mean, all those things aside, the combat. I mean, I haven't played. I'm only on like the chapter 3, so I haven't really gotten to the flow of like the investigation and do this. Like, for me, what I've played, it's been really fun. I think everyone kind of, at least I had the impression from like the directs that it was going to be more kind of like an open world environment, but it's a little more linear. You have a specific area you're exploring, and then you have combat and things of that nature. But
Good.
the combat's fun. The combat's really fun and rewarding. What you do with your oh gosh, what do they call it? Your legion, your little buddy there that's chained to you that you can throw around and combo off of. And
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's some interesting ways you can
When
set up moves.
when do the astral chains come into play?
Well, that's the chain that actually connects you to the legion. That's the astral chain.
Oh, I see. I see. And
I
what
will
does
say
that do
there's a
for you?
section like there's these things throughout the world called like these I don't think they're called voids, but they're essentially like these rifts that open, and then that's where these
Void
creatures
rifts.
are coming from the other side. And at one point, you actually you get to travel through one, and the loading screen for that is like even playing handheld was like trippy. It's like woo, it was like Lawnmower Man stuff going on. It's pretty
Ooh,
cool.
now you got my
But I mean,
attention.
I only can say positive things about the game. I got it physical because I was hesitant that I wouldn't like it, and that way I could get some value back by a trade in. But it's really fun. I don't know what the replay is. I don't know what the end game is. I don't know.
An S rank fighter?
I mean, you can get the S ranks, yeah. And I'm not ready for that. For a little bit. I was playing in that mode. And I was like, nope,
Well,
going back down to casual.
You
This
know,
is too hard.
Tom made a point that a lot of time in these games they expect you to unlock basically new game plus with all your abilities, then go back, then you can ask the earlier stuff because now you have all the abilities that you didn't have
Yeah,
at the beginning. So,
that sounds like too much for me.
well, if you pride yourself on your S ranks like I do,
You're right.
I have an
But I
S
mean-
rank counter on my wall. It tells me how many
Oh,
S ranks I
perfect.
have.
I don't see any up there.
Well, I don't play any platinum games.
Oh,
Remember, I
that's
tried
why.
Bayonetta and I was like, no S ranks. I can't do it, bro.
But it's fun. It's really fun. I enjoy it. And I like the the setting, the world it's set in. I think the art looks. I mean, the game looks great. It runs great. I mean, I've only played handheld. I just played docked for like 5 minutes before we
You
started
know
the
what
show.
else looks
Otherwise,
great? Those character models.
well, I will say that there was a character that I ran into just before I came down here, and let's just say they stole some physics from the Dead or Alive series.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just gonna put it there, and I'll
fan
let you fill
service.
in the pieces of
I'm
that.
about to fill something in with something. So the library does not have Astral Chain in yet. Like they haven't bought it yet. So
Well, do you like? I know when I put myself on that list, I wouldn't have gotten it until like 2020. It felt like.
yeah, I'm still second place in the queue for Fire Emblem. So if that tells you anything.
Hopefully, you can put more than the 35 minutes I put into that game.
I am planning on playing it, but if it I will play it until I feel like I don't want to play it. I will drop everything and I will play this game.
I just don't think I was in the right mood for it. I just don't. That is what it is.
In the
But now
mood?
here, man, we're on the. For me, this is like September is crazy because Astral Chain just came out. Then a week from Friday, we've got Damon X Machina.
Yeah.
Get my giant robot
That's
game
a
on.
lot of that's got a lot of people divided. Some people
Very
love it. Some
divisive.
people
I
think
mean, I
it's
think I
gonna
I
suck.
would like to know when the review embargo is because I would love to be able to like just read the reviews before I pull the trigger on it because I don't know like I don't know too many people that are also getting it because I think the whole idea of that multiplayer stuff sounds really cool, but I want to be able to enjoy just like I think like the core of that game being like the mech shooter, I think could be enough for me
I like being able
to
to.
enjoy it.
I agree. I like being able to equip my mechs. I don't like to
Yeah.
just select a mech like it's a character. I want
Mm-hmm.
to load it out and stuff. So
There's
when
some
I found I could do
customization
that,
there, and then in fact, if I could play with my friends and take out giant bosses, I mean, that just seems really fun to me. The question is, how is it going to run? What's the performance like? And is the world in like the arena just going to feel empty because they've had to strip it down
yeah,
for the
it kind of felt
performance?
that way on the demo.
A little bit.
It was like a
So
bridge and some buildings, and
yeah,
that
so
was
we'll
it.
interested to see what that's like, and then literally the week after that is when Link's Awakening comes out. It's like, good God, everything's dropping in September. But it's fine
They're
because I
dropping
don't.
it like it's hot or something.
There's nothing else I need to play this year. So
There you go.
sorry, no
You
Pokemon
just
here.
stretch it out, and it'll last you until next year.
Yeah, pretty much. So to recap, Astral Chains is very fun. It's really cool. I have not played any other game like it, and it's well worth the price of admission. So if it was on your radar, you should pick it up. I
It
think.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has a lot of similarities with the lore, with being like connected to another being or whatever, and having them help you fight and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
wondering I know you might not be able to answer this, but I'm wondering how similar that is. I don't think it is because I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but I know when the videos came out, people were like, "So what? It's like this, but an action
I mean,
game."
it kind of similar how you have the blades and the drivers like this. I mean, you can only have your Legion out. You have this little dial. They only can be out for so long.
Oh,
And
okay.
if they take damage, it depletes it faster. And as you damage enemies, you can replenish it.
Nice.
But it's interesting. So like you can like you do some like you have 3 different weapon types. You have like a baton, a pistol blaster, and then you have like I can't remember what it's actually called in the game, but it's like a heavier sword. So different like ways you can attack and different enemy like each weapon's better suited for different enemy types. But then like as you damage an enemy, then you get a flash on screen, and then you can do like I think a synchronization attack with your Legion, and then you can combo off that, and like you can control like your Legion freely attacks on his own, and you can send him out and then bring him back. But if you send him out, then you can hit the button and you'll like fly to his location, so you can do that to hit aerial enemies, and you can then do combos from that. I mean, there's a lot of cool things. Like it's so much with like Platinum, it's all timing. You have a dodge button, and if you do a dodge at the moment, you can do some moves.
Bullet
off that,
time or witch time or whatever.
Yeah, there's an ability like my Legion right now is a sword Legion, so he has like a sword ability, and then of course, yeah, you can slow the time down to do a parry, to defend against attacks and things like that. So, yep. All the things. I mean, there's some layers obviously to the combat, and it's going to take a while to pick up on. I think I'm here in the campaigns. Like Tom Servo's already all the way through it. I think it was like 15 hours ish. You're saying so.
Jeez. Wow. He was all hyped for the game, so I guess I'm not really
I did. I
surprised.
like. That's like when I played it for like 5 minutes, really, and I was like, "Yep, he's gonna like this game." I
That's
knew
funny.
like in those first 5 minutes, he'd be all over it.
Good.
So
Good for him. It's always a good feeling when you want to like something and then you get it and you're like, "Yep, this is for me."
yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
if
this
I can
is.
identify things that easily for myself.
I mean, all the times we saw this, I think like like those initial reveals didn't do anything for me, and then everyone was like excited about it, and I was like, well, and so I kind of rolled the dice on it, and so it feels good when you do take a gamble because it may not be something that I would normally bite on.
Yeah.
So it feels good in that regards.
Nice. Well, shall I go now and
Yeah.
talk about some things? I've done some things. I've done more things than I put down here, but I was a good boy and I made my list as short as I could
Mm,
because we can't be here all day.
true.
I watched something, big surprise, but I have some other stuff on here as well. Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Animated, right?
It is animated. It's the only reason why I got it, because if it was real life, then I would probably hate it because it would suck. Now, here's the thing. It is animated, and it's ended up being a lot better than I thought it would. And the team up itself isn't as strange as it seems. Um, I watched a little bit of the special features on this one, and they were talking about how, because it's not just Batman, it's Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Alfred. They talked a little bit about how they kind of paired up some of the turtles with certain people based on their personalities. And so you got like the two kinds of team ups. You got the two similar, so they butt heads team up, and you got the two similar, but they get together. They easily are friends. So you have like the two nerds in, I think, Leonardo and Batgirl. So they're both nerdy and they get together and they have a really good time. Hit it off super easy. But then you have Robin and um not Raphael. Who's the hot-headed one? Michael.
Raphael's the hottest one.
Oh, he is. Who?
Yeah.
Donatello.
Michelangelo's the party
Donatello
dude.
is the doofus. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
No, that's Michelangelo. Donatello was always the smart one.
Okay, maybe it was Donatello that Batgirl got together with, and then whatever. I don't know the turtles that well, so clearly, Michelangelo's
You're
the
disappointing many
Mikey.
people right now.
Mikey, yeah.
He's the goofy
I don't
party dude.
care. I I didn't even know about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles until I was like 20. Okay, so give me a break, please.
I kind of hate you a little bit right
I was
now.
born in '86. The Turtles came out in '86. What do you want from me? I can't go back in time. I can't go back, Doc.
Kevin went to the Turtles in concert. Okay, he's gonna murder you now.
Did he go to Turtles in Time though?
You can't go to Turtles in Time. That's impossible.
Nobody should.
It's a video game. You can't go to it.
It's also
not
a
real thing.
movie. Turtles in Time. Turtles
It's
3.
Not, it's not a movie. It's not called Turtles in Time.
TMNT 3. Turtles in Time.
It's not called Turtles in Time.
What's it called?
I don't remember, but it's not called Turtles in Time. What's it called?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
That's it. There's no Tesla.
Yeah, there's literally no. It's just TMNT 3.
Okay, good. That's why I didn't remember it, because it doesn't exist.
The turtles are back in time is the tagline, so maybe that's why I thought that's what it was.
That's your
That's
hey, I'm the
stupid.
producer. This is a trendy selling point.
Yeah.
The turtles are back in time.
Listen, Back to
That
the
movie
Future just
sucked,
came
okay?
out, and we need to have a time travel movie.
Nobody
featuring-
liked that movie because that one wasn't
It was
good.
bad and goofy, and also
Yeah.
they changed the model, like the actual turtles, so they looked worse somehow, which made no sense.
Secret of the Ooze was the best one by far. Although the original actually is really good, but I like Secret of the Ooze a lot too.
The original is good, but it's a little bit darker, if you can say that, especially compared to the Secret of the Ooze.
I think it's because it draws so well from the source material.
Original, yeah, that's probably it. But anyways, so then you pair Mikey with Robin.
See, look at Deuterino has your Deuterino has your cliff notes for you to follow.
Mikey the goofball, Ralph is the hot-headed one, and Don is the smart one. Gotcha. Okay, so Donatello and Batgirl hit it off. Ralph, I almost said Ralph Alangelo.
Ralph Alangelo.
Wait, Ralph? Donatello, you say? Anyways,
I'm enjoying this.
Robin and the hot-headed one butt heads because they both are too similar. And then you have Mikey the goofball who gets paired up with Batman, and he just can't stand
That
him
doesn't even make.
because
Oh, so that okay.
well, because he loves the Batmobile and he wants to press all the buttons, but Batman has to learn how to be like
Don't touch that.
he needs to learn from the turtles and that they can help and that they're a little goofy, but they don't lack discipline so much as they are more of a family than Batman's used to, I guess. So it was pretty interesting.
His family's dead.
There is a lot of humor in it. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Marvel humor, but also meets Teen Titans, especially with some of the turtles and the way that they make jokes and stuff. I actually laughed at this one. It was pretty funny. I appreciated it. So that was pretty nice to see. It wasn't like overly grit and grim and
I wonder
serious.
how that all works, because like what IDW, I believe, publishes the comics. So I wonder
for
who
the turtles,
yeah. So I wonder how that worked with like the rights for like.
They're probably not Sony and they're not assholes.
True.
Maybe because the movie rights for the TMNT have already been sold to whoever did.
Well, like
the DC
Nickelodeon. Universe. Well, Nickelodeon has the show, I think, which is
yes,
Disney.
That's what it was. It does have a Nickelodeon thing at the beginning. So it was Nickelodeon, a partnership with Nickelodeon and DC. So that's how that came about.
So Marvel and DC working together, all under Disney's watchful eye. Oh my god.
Disney. Is Nickelodeon owned by Disney?
I think so.
I don't know. Anyways.
I don't know. It sounds like it is. It's probably not. Maybe that's still Universal.
I don't know either. Here's the thing though. Here's the
Google
catch
will
with
tell me.
Yes, it will. It'll tell you how wrong or awesomely right you are. Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here's what you need to know. Don't overthink the story.
Okay. I thought they did, but they didn't.
They almost own everything though, so that's why I questioned. Don't overthink the story because it is cool, but if you think about it, it kind of doesn't make any sense. And I won't really spoil it, but it's a team up with Ra's al Ghul and Shredder. Also, there is murder. I was not expecting that. For how much joking there is violence in this. So it's not kid appropriate at all. Like a dude gets his head cut off. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Whoa.
Another dude gets hit with a shuriken right in the forehead and blood just comes out. All right, here's the other thing. I read History of the Future. Finally read all the way through it. We were talking about books earlier today, and I said I had to get to like the bottom of this because I had 2 days basically.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat. I have 8 days to finish my book.
8 days doesn't really have the same ring.
No.
So yeah, well, there was kind of this blah part in the middle of History of the Future, just a little bit of kind of just before this other stuff happened that I'm about to talk about. So it was hard for me to get through, and I kept putting it off. But then eventually, I was like, it's on my phone. Like anytime I have my phone, I should just be reading it. Even if I read a couple pages at a time, I'll get through it eventually. And I did. And you've already talked about it, so I won't go into it too much. But I just want to say what happened to Lucky Palmer.
I mean, I'm interested in your take on that because you were much more invested in this whole than I ever was.
See,
I remember because for me it was like me going back to when you were talking and being excited about Oculus and then talking about Lucky delivering that first headset and all this stuff. And
I remember that.
What the fuck is this? You know,
who's this guy? Yeah. See here, the stuff that happened, I had already gotten my headset by that point, so I kind of stopped following the news so much and just, used the darn thing. But he was kicked out of Facebook, basically kicked out because of backing this, basically advertisement, not company, but the startup advertisement thing for the Trump campaign, making cartoon caricatures of Hillary Clinton and stuff. They wanted to fund billboards that what was the example? Too big to jail, and it was her forehead and cheeks were like too big, or like caricature of her. Cartoons. Nothing that you wouldn't see in a political, like in a newspaper, in a political cartoon or something. I didn't feel like anyway. So how this got extrapolated and how suddenly he basically is funding
He got really, I mean,
racism and
he
all
got
this other stuff.
vilified a lot, but I mean, Silicon Valley is very much liberal, Democrat.
Right. And before this, they do like the author Blake J. Harris sets up the whole point that like people often ask him like, really, Trump, like, are you seriously voting for Trump? And Lucky's whole stance was like, well, I'm usually libertarian or whatever,
Right.
but he's got some interesting ideas, and while I don't love everything about him, I line up more with his ideals than I do with Hillary. So from that aspect, I have no problem with that, honestly. You're free to vote for whoever you want. But the fact that he basically got fired in the shittiest way possible, because they can't fire him for his beliefs, but they did, and Facebook knows it, and they didn't even tell anybody who works there.
Oculus is like, as a company, is nothing. I mean, it's
it's a shell. Yeah, they basically gutted it out just as bad as EA does for any other company, except for they kept it running.
Was it his friend that he got to join the company?
Joe Chen, yeah,
not Joe Chen, the guy that was his friend from like the message boards. It was like their first actual employee that hired at Oculus.
Yuka or Chris Yuka or something like that.
I can't remember his name. I know he works
the younger guy.
Yeah, he works with Lucky now at his new company, the defense contracts.
Yeah, so does the Joe Chen guy.
Joe Chen does.
He got him to
that's
come
right,
over
to
start it.
I think one of the criticisms of the book is that like that someone said that like the way Harris wrote it really kind of painted that like Lucky in a very favorable light through all that. So I don't know, like, because you do get the sense in the writing that it does kind of like, I don't know how, because by the author's tone, we're only allowed to perceive so much. So I don't know,
right? That's true.
What happened there, but I do agree with you. Like I feel like he was vilified and kind of targeted and then gotten rid of,
Well, and if everything that's written in there is true, which it seems like it would be because he's talked with people and corroborated the stories and everything, you can't be fired for your political beliefs. I don't, like I said, and
but he was.
Yeah, he was, and also was basically condemned as a racist and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. Like, they just took that story and ran with it.
What do you get about, what kind of vibe do you get from Brendan Ireb for that
He's
entire story? Like,
I always thought he was cool because he was constantly beating the war drum. And I saw stuff from, like, when they were at PAX or places like that, where he's, like, talking up.
See, I've never seen him in a presentation or anything. All I know from is this, but I just feels like he's like this greasy dude that just comes in, makes money off people, and gets out.
I don't think he's that bad, but I do think that he's one of these people. I've actually dealt with somebody in real life. I dealt with him in a professional manner. His
name is also named Michael.
No, not him. Michael knows him though, and he's all about like, speech, like taking all those classes to motivation and leadership stuff and all this other like pyramid scheme sounding shit.
God, or like the 10 behaviors of the most highly successful people.
Yes, exactly.
You must
Probably
emulate these behaviors if you want to be successful.
5 signed copies of Steve Jobs' book or something. I don't know. That's what he reminds me of. Somebody who is probably smart at what they do, but he's a little bit blinded by his own ambition or something. I don't know.
I like that little bit about the Lucky's Tale studio that's in there too, and like talking about them, and now that game is coming to Switch and all this.
Yeah, that was cool too, because they were like,
unfortunately, Tommy, I did see that there are now allegations out against Michael
Antonoff. Yeah, I saw that. I'm just like, jeez. Ugh. Come on, guys, get your shit together. You don't have to grab every girl you see.
I mean,
it's easy. Keep your hands to yourself.
I guess the whole thing is that, Palmer, Oculus was, if nothing else, his goal was to push the technology and make other people care about it the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
So I think to some extent he was successful. I don't know where it's going to be in 5 to 10 years. I mean, we just had Valve and HTC, and we've had the new version of Facebook's, stuff hit. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't even. I mean, I'm not going to go into it, but the way that Valve acts, or basically is portrayed in the book, in the way that ZeniMax is.
Oh God, yes.
There's a lot of bullshit in there that
I,
is probably no different than happens anywhere
yeah.
else, really. So it's just like,
I think
wow.
I recommend you go and take the route I did too. Now that you've read this, because plus you got a lot of John Carmack in there. Just go and read Masters of Doom.
I do want to. Yes, I
'Cause I
plan.
think you'd
Was
like
that a
it,
physical
and
book?
it's very. What's that?
Is that a physical book that you had to get, or was it digital?
I was only able to get it through Cloud Library. I couldn't
Okay,
find it
that's
on.
fine. As long as
I wasn't able to find it physical.
that's fine. As long
Um,
because I would add it physically, but if it was digital, I end up reading more digitally because when I'm feeding Evelyn, I can just have
yeah,
my phone in me. In me,
it's a,
yes, I put
ease
it
of
in my
access,
chest, and yep,
and it's easier to
exactly,
hold a device in most cases than an actual book.
exactly, exactly. Except for when I'm taking a bath, I don't want to hold my phone
True.
over my
So
bath
all in
water.
all, did you enjoy it? Did
I loved
you?
it. Yeah, I mean, I'm drinking the Oculus Kool-Aid, so that probably doesn't help, but it was very interesting, and I appreciate the way that the author wrote this book because it could be very boring and very dry, but Console Wars and the History of the Future both lend themselves very easily to a movie, and like it plays out like a movie in my
Mhm.
head, so it's very
Yeah,
easy to
I like the
visualize.
writing style that he's used on both of these
Yeah,
books because it's a lot of interviews and transcripts, but the way and we've had to take some liberties with conversations and dialogue, but I think it reads very entertaining.
yeah. I read the acknowledgments afterward and or the afterword or whatever, and he said like his whole point was to make it like you were in the room during those times. So, if that's not a movie, I don't know what is being
Right.
transported into that room or whatever.
Yeah.
So, very good. History of the Future. I really liked it. And then lastly, I played this game starting a little bit yesterday and played a very big chunk of it tonight
Adam
or
Leonard,
today.
this is for you.
This is for you. It's Blair Witch, and this came on Game Pass for Xbox PC, and which is very surprising because didn't the game just come out like
Yeah,
same
just
day
came out.
launch or something?
Yeah.
So I jokingly call it Fire Witch because it's Firewatch but scary. You're in the woods,
Scary. Ooh.
in the woods, and you have a flashlight, so and a walkie-talkie, so it's Firewatch. But you have a dog, so it's also Fallout. Um, and it is sort of a walking simulator to a certain degree. I mean, you're not shooting anything or anything like that. Um, it is. I wouldn't say it's extremely scary. I've definitely played games that are scarier than this so far. For instance, the what was the one where you go to the asylum and you have the
Oh gosh.
God, oh, why can't I think of it? They made two of them now. You have the little handheld video recorder thing, and you can use the night vision. Outlast.
Oh gosh.
Good
Yeah,
lord.
Outlast, yeah.
Sorry everybody. Yeah. Oh, Tom Servo had our back if we can think of it. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of Outlast, but
Your stream of that was the greatest thing ever.
oh yeah, that was scary. See, that's the point. That was scary because there were things that were, even though there were cheap jump scares, there were also just regular jump scares that were pretty inventive. This so far hasn't had too many jump scares. It's just creepy. But that's okay because like the atmosphere and everything that happens reminds me so much of the movies, and it really ramps up the creepiness, so it kind of doesn't start off that creepy, but then the forest itself sort of comes alive and becomes this its own thing, and then there's things happening like in the movie where you find random Blair Witch stick figure thingies made up in the trees and all this other stuff. It's even getting into I don't want to ruin it, no spoilers or anything, but it's even getting into like some psychological stuff from this person's past that you play as. There's definitely some.
Does it have all the jump scares as featured in the most recent Blair Witch movie?
No, thank God.
Thank God.
No, none of your friends run up behind you and go,
Hey,
"There you are! I've been looking for you."
where are you going?
Not in a scary way though.
Where's the bathroom?
What's that behind you? Oh, it's your dog. So no, none of that has happened. But yeah, I don't know. It's really cool. Here's the problem though. One thing that has kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit in this game is there's all this scary stuff happening. And I mean, like walking through caves by yourself in the dark and your dog is lost and you're by yourself and there's voices and you find a dead body. Not really spoilers. It's just something that comes up. Uh, this is all really scary. Like if this was happening to you in real life, you'd be losing your shit. You'd probably just be squatting in the corner and like in your own piss and just like rocking back and forth, and you're gone. Like you're done for. But the way that this voiceover person is, like the actor is doing it, it's not bad. It's not bad acting. I think it's the direction is the problem, because something will happen and he'll comment on it, but like the things that are said don't really match up with the gravity of the situation, like the weight of what just happened. Like I don't know. It's hard to describe, but things that are very close to him are happening to him, and it feels like he's just like, man, that's a damn shame. Like, you know what I mean? Like it I don't know. It just doesn't match up quite the way that I wanted.
He gets shot and he's like, war never changes.
Ow! I have been hit with flung lead. Flung lead. Who flung lead? Yeah. So I'm enjoying it, but.
So to say happened, I had a Facebook tab up and I clicked over and I have an ad for VR. So clearly
What?
it's listening.
It's listening. It's always
Someone
listening.
is.
It's always listening. You know who's not listening? Anybody else.
So what is your take so far? Do you enjoy it? Is it
I appreciate the spooky atmosphere and the story it's trying to tell. I could totally see how somebody would get bored with it though, because there is a lot of walking, and I actually had a crash to desktop happen to me. And for some reason, when I first went through, I apparently went the right direction and was able to find where I was going immediately. And then when I had to go back and do it all again, I kept going the wrong way, and it took me almost twice as long to get back to where I was.
So you took the road less traveled by, as Robert Frost would have you.
Yes, except for it's no longer less traveled, because I probably traveled that same road 3 times and going in a circle over and over. So it really nails so far the feel of the movie without just capturing like you're walking around in the woods with a video camera. You do get a video camera, but it's not your main method of like viewing the world like it is in Outlast. You use it to view tapes actually, and you use those to figure out what's going on. So it's not quite like a direct ripoff. There's some different things going on, and you have this relationship with a dog, which apparently comes into play at some point as well. It even says at the beginning when you boot up the game, it says something about the choices that you're being judged on the choices you make. You are being watched.
Oh.
So I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing it takes into account the things. Like I know it takes into account the way you treat your dog, for instance. So.
Okay. Wow.
And I'm pretty sure he's a rescue or not a rescue animal, but like a service dog for you.
Oh.
That also doubles as your PTSD partner who helps you get over, like calming you when things go awry. So that's an interesting thing as well. So
okay.
Little different dynamic that you see there. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna keep playing it. Like it's got me hooked. The sound effects too. Also, there's always this weird droning noise.
I think that's like the big thing. I think in a game like that is the sound effects, sound design will be a huge part.
It says to use headphones because it uses binaural sound, but I have been playing it at the television and I don't have a way to like connect my headphones to that, so I haven't really noticed any. I can still hear everything just fine, so sounds spooky scary to me, no problem. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad it's not a VR game, because I'd probably be shitting myself. Like, it's not that scary, and then play it in VR.
Good for a VR game. I mean, that'd be like what you want, right?
It would be cool, except for they'd have to redo the animations, because you get into cars and stuff sometimes, and when you do that, the first person like head goes everywhere, and that would be very sickening as you're sitting there. So yeah, they would have to retool some stuff, but yeah, it's good. It's surprisingly good for something that you would think would suck. Like you would expect it to end up like the Blair Witch reboot. So I'm glad that it isn't.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember because I know we asked about it. Did you end up watching anything of Dark Crystal yet?
Not yet. I'm kind of saving it until I can. I had a lot of stuff that I had to choose from, so I'm gonna watch it this next week. so that I don't bury it with all the other stuff that I did, and then I have to try to
I
figure
don't think
out
I can. I don't know if I could sell the wife on that. I think it's
puppety.
too. She likes Muppets, which I'll get her to watch Muppet stuff with me. But I
To
don't.
like high
Yeah,
fantasy
I
type
think.
stuff.
Yeah,
Like, who
I
are the
don't know.
Skeksis? Why are they weird?
I'll
Who are
show her
these
a trailer and she'll be
weird
like, "No,
fairy
I'm good."
puppets? Yeah, I could
Yeah,
see
right.
that. Well, it's one of those things where if you don't really have a childhood like attachment to it, then I could see why you wouldn't like it. Like, I think Michael said that he found the Dark Crystal to be kind of boring. And I could see
Yeah, I
that.
mean, I could go back and I don't know if I even like. I remember it, like not remember, but I just remember aspects of it. So it's like there's that side of it, but I don't
Hmm.
know if I don't think I've watched it as an adult again. So I don't know if I even story. But like as a kid, like I was ingrained so much of everything Jim Henson,
Yeah.
and so it's
Well,
like
and this is a
that
weird.
legacy, like what I want to keep, continuing with.
I'm pretty sure they were all eating shrooms or something because, like, some of the stuff that is in this movie, you're just like, what is going on? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those kind of hippy dippy 70s
It's
esque
that jump magic,
fantasy
baby.
movies. No, that's the other one. See,
I
got
know, but there's all mashes together so
Dark
nicely.
Crystal back there and Labyrinth
Jump,
right there.
jump, magic, jump, magic. Put that magic spell on you. All you gotta do
Slap that
is
baby, make it
I don't remember.
free. don't
Remind me of
make
the
me sing
babe.
it.
Who?
The babe with the
Uh
power.
um is that all we're gonna do tonight?
That's all
I
we're
think so. I
doing.
mean we're singing Labyrinth.
Well,
I
you're
think
singing. I
I
I
think
said
oh
one line. I said
yeah.
one line. I guess that counts.
Who do? You do.
Remind
Remind me
me of
of
the
the babe. Oh
babe.
God.
It's
Make
just
it stop.
going. It just keeps
That
going.
is gonna do it for the show this week. Hopefully you enjoyed the ride. I know I did. Thank you to all of our patrons, but special thanks to our Arbiters of Awesomeness, Josh Brown, Kylie Heyman,
And
Tyler
it.
Rowland, Tom Servo, and our Executor of Excellence, Edwin Callow, Sean Capri. Please bow before the Crusaders of the Legion, Dan Anthony, and Devin Tyus. We thank you all for your support. If you want to join the Flux Legion on Patreon, please check out patreon.com/Fluxtaposed. Playing is out tonight.
I picked one, or did you pick
I,
one?
I picked one.
Oh, you picked one. What did you pick?
What, did we pick the same one?
I don't know. Tell me what
I
you
don't know.
picked.
I picked Killer Instinct
Oh no, we didn't. But that's okay.
because we haven't played a Killer Instinct, and I did the randomizer a few times. I didn't like what it came up with, so I just
Ah,
picked this one.
I see. I see.
So what did you pick? What did you pick?
Cobra, that Cobra one, kill, whatever it was called. I clicked away from it. Is the Cobra Triangle? I think is what it's called. It's like third one at the top. Twin Cobra. There it is.
Oh, Twin Cobra Blade
Pitch.
Pitch. Oh, by Sir Nuts. Ooh.
How is this not okay? Cobra Triangle is a boat game that you shoot things or whatever. What is Twin Cobra then? Because it looks like there's a boat on the cover.
Is it a helicopter?
Maybe that's what it is. I can't see. I can't see it.
I mean, they're both kind of good. We have ourselves an impasse.
I was just putting it out there. I didn't.
Let's see. Well, how long is this one? This one is 329, and this one is 334.
Wow, that didn't answer anything for
I
you.
write the bills. This is how it went down. You're fired.
That's fine. I already have yours opened anyway.
Good. Our remix tonight comes from Killer Instinct. This is called Dawn of the Instinct. Our remixer is Paul Hadame. Again, Killer Instinct released by Rare 1994, Super Nintendo, all that good stuff, and arcades. And we got cinematic, dark, suspenseful. It's good stuff.
Ooh.
I hope you like it. You can find this remix and many more. ocremix.org. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
I promise it'll be better next week. I shouldn't make such promises.
Don't do it.